Welcome to Messy Corner with Khalil. In today's episode, we are going to be doing something that I have never done. So this is the new angle, and I'm going to use this angle for this video specifically, or anytime that I do this kind of work. So basically what I have today is I went and picked up an airbrush off of Amazon. Now, there's all kinds of different models and different kinds of airbrushes, of course, for those who are really into it, but this is my first time, and I bought it very specifically to paint some baits, because I've always wanted to make my own custom hard baits, and right now the closest thing to painting my own custom hard baits is to buy in a bunch of blanks that I found off of Amazon. So then I wanted to be able to paint those blanks and, you know, put my own hooks on it and that kind of thing. So I've made the decision to go ahead and buy these and see how it turns out. Now, I've already tried a set, which I'll show you guys a little later, but for now I'm just going to take all the items that I've had in the countless hours of YouTube research in learning how to use it, how to clean it, how to prep it, and see if I can get some baits done for you guys today, so you can see me and my airbrushing skills at work. So thank you for clicking on this video. Stick around, stay tuned. Let's get to the table. Let's get her done. Alright, so with this very specific, because you guys can see me in this camera, so with this very specific one, it comes with a chargeable battery that is the air compressor and the battery power at the same time. Now, this works wonderfully as is, so I like this setup. I have been thinking about getting the actual hose that goes to the compressor so that, you know, I can have continuous power, because, you know, eventually this thing will die, and hopefully you're not spraying, you know, consistently for an hour or so, because then you'll have to stop in the middle and do the battery and possibly clean out your air gun before the paint settles on it. So as you've seen already, I've already done the base coat here, the primer coat in all white, because these are going to be a brighter color. I have the option to go between the white and the black as far as primer goes, so that's one of the things that you want to think about while you're spraying. You got your options between a white primer and a black primer and the gray primers. There's a whole primer thing. I suggest you just go find it on YouTube if I don't ever get to the point where I'm explaining it to you for you. So anyway, so choose whatever works best for you. Right now I'm going with a light summer pattern, so I want all my colors to be bright and radiant. I want everything to be bright and radiant, so we're going to use these colors here. I'm going to do like a yellow chartreuse base coat for the bottom half of the bait. And then for the top half of the bait, we're going to go with a bright blue, which is something that you see mostly in stores. I'm sure there's a few companies that use these colors in metallic or a matte finish. We're going to do a normal semi-gloss in this acrylic paint, and eventually get to the point where we put a clear coat on it and put all the eyes and everything together, so you guys can see how this looks once it's all together. Right now, you're looking at a pure blank, and I'm going to apply some paint to it, and we're going to see what it looks like. Also, before I forget, I do suggest, if you're not outside or in some very ventilated area, because airbrushing is a small thing, you can do it indoors for most people, I suggest you get yourself a respirator. As you can see, I got one hanging here on the wall. Get you a respirator and make sure you have all the proper cleaners. Like, this is all my blue bottles, the personal cleaner I made. Then this bottle is the one I just bought. This is the actual spray tube that you're supposed to spray the gun into to stop it from misting all up into the air. And I'm already outside. I got a fan on. The garage door is open right here to my left. So I'm ready for, you know, to get rid of these fumes. But if you're in the house, gloves and mask and all that stuff will protect you from the fumes that are shot out from these paints. I'm gonna add a lot of yellow, because I want to do a little bit of green. I just want to green over the yellow so it's not super bright. Kind of just making my own colors here as I go. All right, I just put 3 drops of green into all that yellow, and now we have to stir that up. All right, so we're gonna mix these 2 colors. You can kind of barely see them in there, but it's yellow with some green dots. I'm just gonna stir them up and see what color we come up with. Yeah, it's like a very potent lime greenish color, which actually doesn't look that bad. Probably gonna add a couple drops of yellow just to bring that green back up to a brighter yellow color. And then you take like a cup of water here and you just rinse your brushes. You want to keep everything kind of clear so you're not mixing paint unintentionally with other colors later. Stir some more of that yellow back in there. Yeah, it's got a very decent highlighter effect right now. Another thing I've been prone to do recently is make sure that you add some reducer to the mixture to help with the paint coming out of the spray. Even though the ones I have do not suggest that you do it because it comes ready to spray, I think reducer totally helps. I mean, like, totally helps the entire situation, because I have an easier spray, more consistent spray when I do it this way, and I don't have as much failing, and it's easier to clean it out of the nozzle when it's all said and done. It doesn't affect the color of it, it doesn't change anything, it just makes the paint just a little thinner, just a little easier to spray out the nozzle. On the other hand of that double-edged sword, it also means you have to use a couple more coats of paint. You have to spray it a little longer to get the desired coating that you want, because it's going to be not that easy to coat with that light of a spray. I'm going to put my cap back on and let's get this magic going. Hope you guys enjoy this itty bitty time lapse. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Another quick tip. In order to dry this stuff faster, you can always apply a heat gun to it. So wherever you find a local heat gun at, but you just apply a little bit of the heat gun to it, you can watch the paint go from a shiny, glossy, wet look to a dried over matte look, like what we have here. So these are ready. They're easy. I can touch them with my hands. Now I'm just going to apply the blue coat that I've been so eager to apply. A touch of reducer, as I spoke about earlier. Always do about 3 drops, no matter, just because I always can measure. I've gotten to the point where just looking at it, I can kind of see. I don't ever need a lot of drops. You don't need a lot of paint. Like, I use less than 10 drops at any given time to do an entire anything. So I'm just adding a reducer for color, which really doesn't matter. I always start with my lighter colors first, because once you start mixing colors and applying colors into the airbrush, you're going to end up, you know, shooting out a little bit more yellow. That's why you got to go through that cleaning process so adamantly. Oh, look at that blue. It was very liquidy. Let me stay back so when I shoot. All right. So now this is that top layer. So this is going to be an aerial shot. So I'm going to shoot most of these at this angle so I can shoot the top of the head first. Now for the last little bit, we're going to attempt to put the little black dot on the side as if it were, you know, a shad or a bluegill. It has that significant blue dot here on the side. That might be too big of a dot, but something started going weird there. Let's see if we can pull it off on the other side. Right behind the eye, but there's no gill plates. All right, we stepped away for a good little minute and we're back now. So with that, I got my eyeballs here with me now, the different versions of the eyeballs. We're gonna find something that works. And as you can see here, the paint is already in place. Everything's kind of dried up to set. I'll give you a better view of it later, but I do have the other ones out here with me now, and I'll show these up here to you guys in a second. Yeah, those are the first set that I did. They came out great. So like I said, I'm still waiting on my clear coat to show up, which I actually got a message from Amazon saying that it's within like 10 stops away, so they'll be here shortly. But before all that happens, I want to go ahead and get her ready and drop the eyes in this. I think the eyes are important, and I want to get them in there and glued and settled prior to respraying it with clear coat. I want to make sure that the clear coat covers the eye too, so that everything is kind of stuck there. And I was actually thinking of doing a red eye. What do you guys think about that? I know you guys can see better in this side camera here. So what do you think about a red eye on that? I think it'll be good. I think it'll stand out. Yeah, but I think the red is gonna work for me. So I think I'm gonna stick with these reds and see where the reds take me. Alright, and just like that, we've added eyes to our lipless. And as an added bonus, I'll show you these, which I've already finished and put hooks on. So these are the original ones that I made with the dark green all the way to the white bottom. And every one was a square bill and one was a lipless. But they were done in the exact same design pattern. I just followed the pattern like I did with these. These came out really well for my very first time ever using this thing. And you know, they're just a really wonderful bait with the hooks and everything is just already there for you. You know, put the eyes on it. Only thing this doesn't have is a clear coat cover on it to keep from chipping the paint off immediately. But these came out great on top of these sky blue ones I just made. And they're going to be wonderful once they get clear coated. So a little later in this video, I will come back out here and I will set these up and tape those up again and get everybody set up to apply a clear coat so they can be permanently bonded with the eyes settled and everything glued in place, and hopefully it'll be exactly what we're looking for. So stick around, stay tuned. I'll be right back right after these messages. After these messages, we'll be right back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to end the video here. As you see, I made two very different styles of hard baits, and I'm happy to be able to make hard baits at all. So finding this kit on Amazon was absolutely critical, and I'm super glad I found it. So anybody that's looking for this kit, I don't know what the name brand of the person that sold it, but this is the kit. It comes with all kinds of hollow body, cleared out things for you to paint and love. And I just got that airbrush, and that was the very first thing I've ever painted with an airbrush ever were these baits, and I think they came out wonderful. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a comment down below, leave me a thumbs up, let me know what you guys thought about these. Which one were your favorite of these two that I made? Did you like the green with the yellow, or did you like the blue with the yellow? Just let me know what you thought about those. And if you have any ideas, I got a couple more of all these colors, so if there's something you want to see me try, let me know. I'll try to take care of it for you. But until next time, thank you for rocking with me. I will see you on the next video. I'm out.